Hi, this is Magda from Interiors Exteriors. In this video, I'll take you to the colorful apartment of a family of 3 where we'll find lots of old sentimental furniture, unique handles from a Polish workshop, and glass blocks, something that hasn't appeared in any home tour before.
Hi, my name is Anna Brzeska. I design and arrange interiors for a living, and today, together with Magda, I'd like to invite you to my apartment, where I live with my husband Lukasz, our 8-year-old daughter, and our cavalier, Beza. In our apartment, I decided on a rather bold combination of colors, as well as a variety of textures and finishes. 60s design mixes with newer designs. We inherited some of the furniture from our grandparents, and I found the rest at flea markets and on vintage websites.
We start as usual at the entrance, and right here we have a very large mirror covering this entire wall. Just around the corner, the hallway to the bedroom and bathroom begins. But let's take a look here where there's a large black dresser with red legs. There are drawers here, so you can store small things you need when leaving the house, and further on there's a closet where we keep jackets and shoes.
Since I'm a painter by profession, my apartment just had to have art in it. There are a lot of paintings on the walls, painted in oils by my friends from college. But there are also prints, lino cuts, and etchings. Some are printed on paper. I also have one plate. It's an etching made on a copper sheet. We also have a lot of drawings. One of them is actually a portrait of a man that I made at the end of my studies.
Initially, this space by the hallway was open, but over time there was a need to create a large workspace, so a wall was put up here, not an ordinary drywall one, but one made of glass blocks. Glass blocks used to be very popular, then they were forgotten for quite a few years, and it looks like they're coming back again. They're thick, so they provide better sound insulation than regular glass panels. On the other hand, thanks to the patterns they have here, they also give us more privacy. And initially the idea was for these glass blocks to be colorful. However, in the end, the decision was made to go with neutral, transparent ones, so we could play more with color using light. Here is a lamp that can give different colors, and in this way, the glass blocks can shimmer with various shades, not just the ones chosen at purchase. The desk for work is large because it was designed for 2 people. There is plenty of space underneath for your legs, as well as for exercise equipment, and there is also room for a rolling drawer unit, which is on wheels and can be moved out. It has 2 drawers, and on top there's extra space for things. Thanks to this, for example, when painting, because we have paints here, we don't have to take them out every time. We just roll it over, have everything at hand, and then neatly tuck it under the desk, and there's no problem. The rest of the storage space is at the top. It's a custom built-in unit. You can see that the sizes have been adjusted a bit for the Lego set, because where else would you keep a rocket like this if not on such a tall shelf? And on the other hand, what else could you keep on such a shelf? Maybe a vase with a tall bouquet, but other than that, it's hard to come up with good ideas. That's why it's great that made-to-measure built-ins let us personalize our furniture. And the second way to personalize is with unique handles. Look how beautiful these pink knobs look, especially the ones in the middle, which are like half circles that together create a cohesive whole. I showed you the wardrobe for clothes. However, it's not like the whole wardrobe is meant just for that purpose. Up there you can store all sorts of other things like board games or Lego sets. Look how nicely the blocks have been sorted by color in different transparent boxes. It's a very convenient way. And down here, this last part is already part of the kitchen. We have a huge pantry here, which consists of 2 parts. Some shelves are at the front and others are in the back. They slide out because of this. Both these and those shelves aren't that deep, so it's easier to reach everything. The kitchen is a transitional room between the workspace and the living room, and on this side it's separated a bit by these little shelves. A very decorative accent that definitely doesn't close off this space. And what definitely makes this kitchen stand out is the unique combination of very bold colors. In the kitchen, colors appear not only on large surfaces like walls or cabinet fronts, but also in the form of details, for example, like this beautiful knob. Look, it's made of wood with an enameled finish. Let's go to the workshop for a moment to see how such wonders are made.
Hi, I'm Marianka.
And my name is Carolina.
And together we make handles and knobs as part of the Dot workshop. We love wood, but what makes us happiest is working with colors. That's why our absolute favorite technique is enameling. It's not an easy technique, but it allows us to combine incredibly vibrant colors with beautiful oak wood. We are an artisan workshop and we make all our products by hand. It's quite a complicated process, but it allows us to ensure the quality and beauty of what we do at every stage. And it also allows us to always be in the workshop and constantly experiment with new designs and new techniques.
In our small team, we carry out the entire process from start to finish right here in the workshop. Starting from the design, through production and finishing, all the way to shipping orders to customers. We also take into account the handle's intended use, whether it's a handle for a small cabinet or, for example, for a built-in dishwasher. Obviously, it should not only look nice, but above all, be comfortable for the user. When finishing the product, we make sure that the wood is perfectly sanded, beautifully polished, and that there are no sharp edges left. Contact with our customers is also very important to us, as we fulfill various individual orders that go beyond our regular offer.
Customers who come to us are looking for unique handles that will last for years, and we help them either find the right model from our range or design special handles just for their homes. Check out our Instagram and website to see the projects we're working on.
And now let's take a look at how this kitchen was arranged. There are no upper cabinets here, but the built-in units are on both sides, so there's plenty of storage space. On this side, there are lots of drawers, both shallow and deep, and on this side, there's a drawer for bins, a dishwasher, and two narrower pull-out cabinets. On this side, the kitchen is closed off by a shelving unit made especially for Lego sets. The shelf sizes were adjusted to fit them. The back is simply the red side panel of the fridge unit. Around the round wooden table, there are 4 different chairs. Each one is unique, although these 2 have been in the family for generations. Now they've just gotten new upholstery, and together with the lamp, their colors match other parts of this apartment. Meanwhile, the tray you can see was brought from Brazil by Anya's mom.
I still remember this glass front bar cabinet from my childhood in my mom's family home. When I moved to my new apartment, I decided to take it with me and added colorful modern handles.
Both armchairs you see here are designs from the Polish People's Republic era. However, the green one was made recently, just based on an old design, while the red one has been in the family for several decades. And this is the lounge area, which encourages conversation and having tea together. On the other hand, here's the second lounge area, which is perfect for watching movies together. Behind me is the hallway, so in fact we've made a circle around this central structure. In this spot, there's a chimney, and initially, in the project, the kitchen was located here, extending all the way to the wall with the windows. On this side, there was an entrance to the 3rd bedroom. At this point, instead of a 3rd bedroom, there's a workspace, and the kitchen was done in a completely different way. It's located behind this wall, and here behind the chimney, there's a niche with shelves. On the other side of this wall, there's a closet in the hallway. So as you can see, there have been some major changes in the project. And now the space is open on one side, but on the other side, because it's not limited only by the exterior walls. There are also walls in the middle. So by using these different spaces, the residents don't disturb each other and the sounds don't carry as much. The corridor was separated by color, not only on the wall but also on the ceiling, just like the lounge area with the TV. And here we have the entrance to the daughter's room. Here is the closet with custom built-ins. We have hangers for clothes, shelves, drawers, so everything can be organized conveniently, but now we're closing it. Let's move on. And here we have the entrance to the bedroom. At the end, there's the bathroom, and in this spot, there's the laundry room. And this room is fantastically organized. Everything has its place here. The walls in the daughter's room have been painted in 2 colors, and the yellow one you see here is also on the ceiling. Take a look at this old desk. It looks unassuming, but there are some very interesting solutions here. First of all, there are 4 hidden drawers in the cabinet, which is very convenient for reaching things in the back. And at a desk, we have a lot of small stationary items that really don't require much space, and it's more convenient to store them in small drawers. There's another drawer here under the desktop, and although, as you know, I always praise drawers, a drawer directly under the desktop has the downside that it's hard to slide in when you have your legs crossed. If you're just sitting like this, there's no problem. Kids will probably fit too, but for adults who like to sit this way, it might be bothersome. So I personally wouldn't want to have a drawer under the desktop. But on this side there are shelves, and that's great because a lot of desks are just cut off at the end. And we have a large exposed panel which doesn't look particularly attractive. But when we have shelves, we can put books, plants, or anything we like on them, and right away the furniture looks lighter and more attractive. I once came across a study that found that children who have desks in their rooms learn to write faster, and children who have books read more. I think it's not entirely due to just having a desk or books, but more because, for example, parents who want their children to learn to write faster buy them a desk sooner. However, it's undeniable that having books in plain sight can actually motivate you to pick one up. And furniture that has some open shelves and some closed ones helps us achieve the right balance between what we want to display and what we want to keep hidden behind cabinet doors. In the bedroom, the only new piece of furniture is the bed. It's a bed with storage, which means it has a lift-up frame and you can store a lot of things inside, even ladders. And all the other furniture is old. For example, this cabinet was saved from being thrown away, chopped up and burned, and it was covered with a thick layer of paint. And only after removing that paint could you see the beautiful decorations on the front. Shafa. It had been in the family for generations. Inside, on this side, there's a rod, and on this side, there are shelves. And I often hear the complaint that such old wardrobes are impractical. But remember, you can always change the interior a bit and, for example, add some shelves or put in drawers. So if you have such beautiful old furniture, give it another chance and think about whether you can adapt it somehow to make it simply more comfortable for you. Here by the window is an old armchair from my grandfather, which is still waiting to be restored. And on the ceiling we have a beautiful lamp that has also been in the family for generations and is made of glass. And this glass is a delicate shade of pink. And I can't imagine that it could be easily replaced. So it's an incredible stroke of luck that it has survived for so many years and through various moves and nothing has happened to it. In the bathroom, on the dark ceiling hangs a beautiful glass lampshade, which is vintage. It's several decades old and was hunted down on the internet. However, inside it there are very modern light bulbs that can be controlled through an app. You can change their color and intensity. We have these light bulbs throughout the apartment. On this side of the bathroom there is a bathtub. Next to it there is also a rain shower head, so it's convenient to take a shower, and that's also thanks to the shower screen, which folds like an accordion, so it doesn't get in the way or close off the space on a daily basis, but when unfolded. When unfolded, it almost reaches the ceiling. On the balcony, the part closer to the neighbors' windows has been arranged with tall plants, and here by the entrance, where we have open space, there are more flowering bushes. That's all for this video. Be sure to check out Dot Manufacture because they really have beautiful handles. And now I'm waiting for your comments and thumbs up. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and watch other videos because we already have over 200 of them, so that's a whole lot of inspiration. And if you still feel like you want more, remember our book, which you can buy at Wnętrze Zewnętrza PL. See you next time. Bye.